Good morning and welcome to another episode of Good Morning Conshy. I am your host, Teresa Brown Paris. Please stay tuned with us. We'll be right back after this brief introduction. Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of Good Morning Country. In this episode, we're winding down Caribbean American Heritage Month. We're glad you enjoyed the events throughout the month, shared from the different islands of the Caribbean. For today's quote, we wish to plead our own cause. Too long have others spoken for us. Too long has the public been deceived by misrepresentations in things which concern us daily. That's John Brown Russwurm. Our guests for today we have two guests that I'm happy to share with you. One is our returning guest, Miranda Alexander. She is the chair of the Caribbean community in Philadelphia. Miranda is a pre-kindergarten Montessori teacher with 25 years of childcare experience. She established in 2013 the Caribbean community in Philadelphia. Their social mission is reframing the narrative about and for the Caribbean people. Welcome, Miranda. Welcome back to Good Morning Country.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I want to say one thing too about that intro. The founding president of Caribbean Community in Philadelphia, as well as put one word on that spin of the social mission, positively. So positively reframing the narrative about and for Caribbean people is our social mission. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks for being here. So, Miranda, you do quite a bit for the Caribbean community in Philadelphia. I want to thank you for that, for keeping the cultures alive in the area. But also, let's talk about what you have done throughout the year. The year meaning from last year, June, Caribbean American Heritage Month, to this year, June, and what you're most happy about, any accomplishments you've had.
Okay, so that's a full year. We
Yes.
let me see. We've done a lot of vaccine. Let's start with the vaccine.
Mhm.
Um, I started off doing the vaccine and incorporating multicultural communities in and around the Alney Rising Sun neighborhood. Given that we were in the middle of the pandemic, I did not plan really to do this. I got my vaccine reluctantly, and upon doing so, something just sparked inside of me that we need to ensure that people are vaccinated. Hence the reason why, about a year and a half into vaccination, we're still concerned about vaccination. So we've done vaccinations as well as we are 8-part programming on the
Mhm.
Caribbean community in Philadelphia. We are education, where we do Caribbean Edutopia quiz competition. I think it's the 7th year we've done it. We did it virtually this year. We do health, Caribbean Cancer Strong. Arts and culture is our big thing. That's how we started. We first started at Reading Terminal Market 9 years ago, and we just concluded our 9th year of Caribbean Heritage Day. So within the month of June, we're very big on representation. That's why positively reframing the narrative about and for Caribbean people is our goal when it comes to advocacy and education, and constantly really representation matters. During Black Lives Matter, during the pandemic, we were downtown. We were doing mental health. We still continue to do mental health and mental wellness. We reframe the word because of the stigma. We call it courageous healing conversations
Mhm.
and wellness support. So there is a reason why we have to do those things, and we've even done that for kids. We've had courage and confidence camp. And so reframing and innovating things according to how we fit, and how we see ourselves here in America is extremely important.
Right.
As I say, representation matters. It's everything when it comes to being an immigrant population. We do immigration. For the last year, we've been doing every month immigration, hosting sessions and engaging pro bono legal services and representation on the ground behind the scene. Seniors doing business, natural disaster and climate change, whenever things jump out in Haiti or St. Vincent and Grenadines, bringing people together, or just getting things together and supporting our community. So we've been doing quite a lot. As things come to us, we just respond.
Right. Right. Very good. Thank you. We did last year, we did also, myself, did a couple vaccine clinics up in Yedan. So we had a good turnout of the Caribbean community, Caribbean and African community. So that was good. So now that brings us up to Caribbean Heritage Month of this year. I was excited to be downtown last week when we demonstrated the tamarind jelly, the tamarind
The time
legume. Now I know this now, where we
time
featured my fellow national from St. Kitts and Nevis. So tell us about that particular event that you hosted at the Reading Terminal.
Well, I was excited for your representation, Sonia. She was nervous first of all. So I walked she and Chef Scott through the whole process. We came together. I told him this is the way you do it. Once you walk them through the steps of how do you represent your juice, how do you represent your culture in different forms, how it's connected to us, how it's even connected to the Asian culture too, because not just I personally had back home in Trinidad, we had a tamarind tree above my grandmother's store. We'd have a huge tree that would rain down lots of tamarind.
Mhm.
And I did not know until she told me she wanted to do tamarind juice. And I'm like, okay, so tamarind juice is native to St. Kitts and Nevis. Good. So then can you show us a tamarind ball? Can you show us a tamarind jelly? What are the other derivatives from it? Then she got inspired. And I just love to see people when they represent well. I just feel like, good, you've done St. Kitts and Nevis well. That's all I want to see. I just feel really great to know that not just her, but we had Chef Scott who represented Haiti, and they took what we told them and they innovate and create and represent it. And I think that's the best thing you could ever do for Philadelphia. When it comes to our culture, whether it is your Asian culture, whether it's your European culture, African culture, but when it comes to our Caribbean culture, individual countries could best represent who they are. And collectively, we represent who we are as a region. So we did have citations and proclamations like we usually do. And we always give honor to Dr. Claire Nelson, who continued to work tirelessly throughout all these presidencies. When we thought that President Trump was not going to be actually given the proclamation down, because every president since 2006 has done so, he gave it. He gave it throughout the years that he was president. Every president has done so for the last 17 years, including this current president. So yes, we do give honor to her and to the team of people, state to state, that actually tries to keep this alive. I told people that, like, look, given what America is about, nothing happens without a fight. You have to be prepared for when that fight comes. Because whenever you see anything that's great happening on a mainstream
Mhm.
scale, it's because somebody stood in the gap and fought for something that they believe in. So all I want to encourage us to do is continue to stand in what we believe as Caribbean people matters.
That is true. That is true. Now you have an event coming up tomorrow. Talk to us about that. It's very exciting.
Yeah, so our sixth annual Caribbean film screening. We used to have our film screenings in the neighborhood, and I've been trying to land us somewhere. And we finally got landed here at the Philadelphia Film Society at the Greenfield Education Community Theater downtown on 1412 Chestnut Street. And we're doing Chico and Rita. Last year, I saw this film and I wanted to show it. It's an animation, it's different, it's Cuban, it's Spanish, it's subtitled in English. It's all that represents the Caribbean, because Caribbean is not just English speaking. It's not
Mhm.
just me being from Trinidad or whatever country I'm from. It's the whole gamut of Latino Caribbean culture and everything. And so we've done Grenada Revolution, we've done Haitian Revolution. And I think because we've been so revolutionized, at least for me and my reflection of where we are in America, always fighting. I think by the time I did Bazodi, which is a celebration of love and romance and steel pan and all that, I wanted to reflect not just Cuba as a revolutionary place, but also to romance. And we want to see adult friendly kind of a thing that happens in the animation. So we decided to show Chico and Rita, and we're going to put some culture around that. We're wrapping it around with some art like we did last year. Where we had a book thing last year too with Barnett from Jamaica, but this time we're not doing the book, we're doing art, we're doing a DJ, and we're bringing the chefs back to do some sampling of Haitian slash Spanish influence food, and also some St. Kitts and Nevis salad that Sonia is going to be doing. So
It's a great
wrapping
salad.
culture, really making it rich, not just for us, but to reflect out to others, to the wider cross-cultural community of Philadelphia.
At large. Awesome. No, for the film festival, is there a registration required? Is there a fee for admittance?
Yeah, everything is free, as you see. Almost everything I do is free, so I
Thank
like
you
to
for
make it free.
that.
But free is not always good. I noticed that sometimes you have to tell people to pay because they will value things better. But I still have to learn that. I try to make things free, even when I used to pull from my pocket and do everything free. There is a registration link, and the registration link goes from Philadelphia. It's called filmadelphia.org. The events is Chico and Rita. So under the Philadelphia, you can go through the Philadelphia Film Society and you
Hmm.
can find Chico and Rita, and you will see everything about the film. They're asking that people be vaccinated because COVID, is still going around. Um,
Yes.
yeah, it's still going around. So yeah, so it's free once you register. So the requirement is just to be registered.
Okay.
Everything else is free. There is a special drink that they're making downstairs in the concessionary. That part is actually the film society's part where you can purchase popcorn, you can purchase a special Caribbean drink or something like that. But everything that we have in the theater that we're using is free samples.
Do they have to show their vaccination card since
Yeah, a picture
vaccination
of
is
it, a
required?
picture of your vaccination
Okay,
card.
perfect. Okay,
That is
that's good.
important to them,
Okay.
they said. So,
Okay, that's good. Well, thank you, Miranda. Can you touch on any future events you have coming up, maybe in the
yes,
next month?
absolutely. So, yes, in July, we're planning a health fair at Newlands Health on Rising Sun Avenue, 6449 Rising Sun Avenue. And we're bringing together other, community, and we're not doing city agencies, more health related for our underserved community. So we're gonna talk some more details about that in the future, but July 23rd from 11 to 4, we're working on a health fair. And also we're having another rounds of courageous healing conversations and wellness support on July 19th and July 26th. One is in by Zoom and one is in person. We're focusing on our African centered healing because we know that the stigma of mental health is very real, but we know that we're dealing with mental health every single day. We're dealing with the need to support and identify and not have a stigma on us. So we're planning those events so far.
Awesome. Thank you. Well, thank you, Miranda. Thank you for your time here with us. We're going to take a break for a quick word from one of our sponsors.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Are you dealing with estate or loan documents? Or perhaps an international business? Welcome to Paris Mobile Notary, your solution for notary services 24/7, 365. At PMN, we put customer service first, coming to you for all your notary needs, including apostille and authentication, document delivery, I-9 verifications, estate documents, prenup and postnup agreements, affidavit, mortgage documents, identity verifications, and so much more. We proudly serve Montgomery, Bucks, Delaware, Chester, and Philadelphia counties, and can't wait to work with you. So contact us today for your next signing at parismobilenotary.com or call us at 610-825-3300. Paris Mobile Notary, at your service anytime, anywhere.
Welcome back to Good Morning Conshy. Please continue to like and share this video. Our next guest with us, closing out the Caribbean American Heritage Month, is the Honorary Consul for Jamaica, Christopher Chaplin. Jamaica's Honorary Consul in Philadelphia. Christopher serves as Vice President of the Consular Corps Association of Philadelphia. He's Vice President of Portfolio Management at Philadelphia Industrial Development Corporation. And he's a commissioner on the Mayor's Commission on African and Caribbean Immigrant Affairs for the city of Philadelphia. Hey, Chris, welcome to Good Morning Country. What are going on in Jamaica?
Good morning, Teresa. Everything good in Jamaica, my friend. Everything good. Nice to see you again.
All right, welcome, welcome,
Thank
welcome.
you.
So good to have you. So tell us a brief history about yourself, your time in Jamaica and here in America.
Sure. So I grew up in Jamaica. Best years of my life. I love Jamaica. I did go to school in Trinidad to study engineering, and that was fun. I mean, I can tell you about the fun I had at Carnival. It was amazing. Those are stories that I'd rather not tell, but I had a good time. But I worked in Jamaica. I've been a banker for most of my life, and I came here to grad school. I did an MBA at George Washington University in Washington, D.C., and met my wife there. She was in the same grad school in the international student in orientation, and we got married, and I moved to Philadelphia. She got a job in Philadelphia, so I moved here, and I've been a banker ever since. The government of Jamaica appointed me honorary consul in 2019, and so I've been in place for 3 years now.
Awesome, welcome. This year is a very special year for Jamaica. You guys are celebrating your 60th anniversary of independence. Must be lots of activities planned both here, at home, and in the diaspora at large.
Yes, indeed. We're delighted to be celebrating 60th year. Obviously we do have our challenges, but and if you know Jamaicans, you know we're very proud of our country and very supportive of our country. So we never leave our country out. And so in fact, in terms of Philadelphia, we actually started earlier this year. Even though our independence Day is actually August 6th, we had the wonderful opportunity to have our Prime Minister Andrew Holness attend the pen relays here in Philadelphia in April, and he had a fantastic time. We hosted him at a reception. He was able to also address a few pastors at the mini town hall at the West Philadelphia South Seventh Day Adventist Church in West Philadelphia, and he also was able to attend Saturday, the pen relays on Saturday. So overall, it was a great experience with him kind of opening up our 60th independence celebrations here in Philadelphia. So we do have a number of plans coming up, but we're looking forward to the involvement of not only Jamaicans. We have so many supporters in the Caribbean, in the Americas, in Europe, Africa, and they've all been very supportive. Just last night, I was at the Consul General of South Africa, and he loves Jamaica. We had such a delightful conversation about Jamaica. I was also with the Honorary Consul of Namibia and the Honorary Consul of Ukraine. So Jamaica has such a fantastic reputation right across the world.
Of course, Jamaica does. Of
Mhm.
course, Hussein Bolt, to name a few, Bob Marley.
Mhm.
I mean, you
Yeah,
have it going on down there.
yes, those two are my heroes. Although I can't run as fast as Usain Bolt or sing as well as Bob Marley, I view them as role models for me.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, Christopher, I want to thank you for giving one of our fellow nationals an opportunity to actually sing before your prime minister. She
Mhm.
really appreciated that opportunity, Miss Kwane,
Yes.
and she's very thrilled about that. But one thing about Jamaica though, is that you guys not only think about yourselves, you also help to elevate the other Caribbean islands,
Mhm. Mhm.
especially the smaller ones like St. Kitts and Nevis and Antigua and Montserrat. So thank you for that. Now, tell us, in your capacity, what's the one thing that you're what's the one most accomplishment that you're put in front of that is of great importance to you, that you're most proud of?
Well, I would say that that's actually quite easy. So once the pandemic hit, and my appointment, because of my banking background, I was viewed as sort of the trade and investment czar in terms of the ability to bring trade and investment to Jamaica. But once the pandemic hit, our airports closed.
Mm,
And so we had a lot of Jamaicans who were stranded here in the United States. And so we immediately pivoted ourselves, the embassy in Washington, D.C., and the consulate general in New York. We immediately pivoted to taking care of hundreds of Jamaicans. Because if you recall, the airports were closed for several months, and there were people who were running out of money. There were our fellow Jamaicans who were stranded, didn't have accommodation, and quite a few who needed medical attention. And so we immediately pivoted to raising money and making sure everybody was okay. And so my proudest time was that period of time when we, in Philadelphia area, Miranda, was helpful, but it was Barbara Wilson, Michelle Neal, all Jamaicans and Caribbean folks who were helping to take care of people who were stranded. And I'll never forget that there was one young lady, I think she was like 21. She was visiting friends here and was stranded, and I never met her face to face, but our fellow Jamaicans took care of her. I coordinated the making sure she got supplies. And when she got back to Jamaica, I'll never forget one weekend, her mother called me crying. And she was so thankful, so emotional, and said, "Really, I don't know what to say." She said, "You took care of my daughter. She's back, and I'm very appreciative." So that's why we do the things that we do. It's not for the accolades, it's not for the awards, it's for helping people. That's the core function of a diplomat, that's the core function of a consul. We're here to help our fellow nationals, and obviously, when we can, the other folks from the Caribbean and other countries.
right. I remember that too, of all the immigrant students who were pretty much stranded.
Mhm.
On all of us here in the diaspora were pretty much was scrambling to get them accommodated and cared for during that time.
Yes.
So it was a challenge, and we got it done. Thankfully, we have folks like you that we can depend on.
Yeah, so we all pull together. We all learn this thing together. We're all from the Caribbean, and anybody we can help. There's no reason why we shouldn't. Yeah.
All right, good. Now, I know your independence is coming up in August, but another event that's coming up in August that is also huge in Jamaica that you celebrate too is Emancipation Day,
Yes. Hmm.
which is titled on that we're with you guys. So, what's Jamaica's plans for Emancipation Day this year?
Well, we always celebrate it because it's so close to independence. We call
Hmm.
it emancipendence, and so we celebrate. We're innovative, so we celebrate both days, and we have a number of events planned. As we go along, we'll get the word out. But each year, it's a celebration for us as we recognize. Not only are we celebrating, but we're showing appreciation for and celebrating our forefathers who through struggle and through fight delivered independence and emancipation for us, and we
Right.
should take full advantage of what they did in the past to create a future that we're happy with.
Awesome. But
Mhm.
there you have it. Thank you, Chris. Thank you so much for coming to us saying in Good Morning Country. Please promise to share your independence upcoming events with us, and we'll help to get it out for you.
I'll be glad to do so, and thank you so much for having me on. I look forward to coming back when I
Absolutely.
can talk a bit about the specific events. But thank you so much, and all the best to your listeners and viewers.
Thank you, Honorary Council. Thank you, Chris. Thank you,
Thank you,
Mary. Yeah,
Teresa.
man. Okay.
Okay,
All right.
bye.
All right, guys. Thank you first for joining us. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back with a few announcements for you.
My name is Blaine Pierce. I'm from Norristown, Pennsylvania. Graduate of Delaware State University, sports science major, member of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. We are located in Norristown, Pennsylvania, 1725 Markley Street, in the Astor Shopping Center, right next to the zoo. We handle one-on-one personal training, group and fitness classes, strength and conditioning classes, kickboxing training, boxing training. We also have yoga classes and massage therapy and movement therapy. My passion has always been to help others become their best self, stronger physically and mentally.
Looks right. Oop, no.
Welcome back to Good Morning Country. Here are a few upcoming events we have for you. We have, starting tomorrow, we have tomorrow evening, actually. This is in Philadelphia, the Caribbean Movie and Cultural Night. It's free to attend. It's at the Greenfield Education and Community Theater over there at 1412 Chestnut Street, Philadelphia. And it's at 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. That's going to be a fun-filled evening. And our next event coming up, we have the Conshy fireworks, which is going to be on Sunday evening. It's hosted by the Borough of Conshy. It starts at 9:30 p.m. The fireworks are going to be at Sutcliffe Park. They are requiring that we stay away from that area to avoid any hurt and watch from afar, from a distance. There's certain advantage points in the area. We also have next, coming up on the 4th of July, is going to be the Norristown 4th of July parade. It starts at 10 a.m. There'll be live music and entertainment starts at 3 p.m. over at Elmwood Park Bandstand. Then we have coming up the Conshy Summer Concert Series continue on the 7th of July. From 7 to 9 p.m., we have the Palmore Band. It's going to be at Sutcliffe Park. Please direct all event inquiries to the Borough of Conshy at 610-828-1092. Then we have our Women Connecting Networking Lunch. This is going to be on Tuesday, July 12th. It's 11:30 to 1 p.m. It's at August Moon. Registration is $5. You can register at moncomedia.com/events. Then up next, we have the Dare to Sign Notary Brunch. This is hosted by Notary Today, and it's going to be Sunday, July 17th at 11 to 1 p.m. at Andy's Diner, 505 Rich Pike in Conshy. Hope to see all notary publics there and aspiring notaries. Miranda, you're back with us. Thanks for staying. You want to plug your events that's coming up again? Your microphone.
Oh, sorry. Yes, it's not my
Okay.
event, but it's the 60th independence celebration of Trinidad and Tobago, along with Jamaica being first just a few weeks before. We're on the 31st. So August 6th, and then we have August 31st is Trinidad and Tobago Independence. So the Trinidad and Tobago Alliance Foundation, operated by Keith Hodge, is going to be doing an independence celebration again downtown.
Okay.
I just wanted to say that much to let you know that it's not just Jamaica, but it's also Trinidad in the same month happening. I would not be there. I'm hopefully in the land of Trinidad and Tobago by then. To take care of my family and ensure that the well-being of my family is secured. It just so happened I will be out of the country in the land of Trinidad and Tobago celebrating at the same time. So yes, I just wanted to let you know that. I think it's happening on the 19th, as far as I know. If the 19th is a Saturday, it's going to happen a little bit on the earlier side.
Oh, okay, great. Now, doesn't Trinidad and Tobago sponsor the Brooklyn Day Parade, isn't it?
No, I don't think so. The Brooklyn Day Parade is a whole organization, nonprofit organization by itself.
Oh,
I'm not sure if they go up, if they will be going up this year and participating, but they're a whole big nonprofit organization, Wideca, that's in Brooklyn, separate from Trinidad and Tobago Foundation, Alliance Foundation, that's here in Philadelphia. So I know the Consul General is going to be back down here, because in my discussion with him this past week, he said he's going to be coming back. So there's a plan for a big celebration. I don't know all the details, but I just wanted to let you know, in addition to what Chris said is happening with Jamaica, there's also Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes, and for my Caribbean at large followers, There is South Jersey Festival, the 9th of
Yeah.
July. That's in
Okay.
Camden.
Yeah.
Yes,
Just
so
came
hopefully you
across.
guys can attend. We'll try to get some information and post it on our wall. You can have it.
Um,
All right,
yeah.
but that's it for Good Morning Country for today. Grateful for my guest Miranda and Honorary Councillor Christopher Chaplin. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you
Thank
to our local, loyal audience for watching and sharing our videos. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Bye.